of your season, it seems like every race you've had competitive speed in the hunt on the road course. Certainly had a good car at Homestead. Just wondering how you felt about the season and how, you feel this team is developing into a winning team at this point.
Yeah, I've been happy with the start of the year. I feel like for the most part, or for partially, we've kind of contended for a win in a way each week. So that's been good. Top 10 at the 500 is always good. Wish I could have turned 6 back at the road course. Cause I felt like, we had a great shot to win, but, definitely probably would have run top 3 in that race. And then, at Homestead, we got a top 5. So yeah, I'm happy with it. New team, new faces. I haven't been in a car in a long time, and to be as strong as we've been, throughout the whole race, at every race has been really good. So I've been happy.
And can you tell me a little bit about your preparations for the Bristol dirt race and what you would expect about running first the week before, and just what kind of cup race do you think we'll see on the dirt?
Yeah, I'm excited to get there. I think we all are, just because we don't know what it's going to be like. So I don't really know. I think I'm probably not going to learn a whole lot the week before, other than just getting familiar with the banking and the track and stuff like that. But a super late model on dirt is going to be way different than a cup car on the same racetrack. So I don't know what to expect for the cup race. Anyways, we've gotten to see some laps of modifieds and late models and things like that around there, and it's really, really fast, and looks like it'll be hard to pass. So maybe with the cup cars being slower around there, which I'm sure they will be, we'll be able to pass a little bit easier than the late model, and probably what a sprint car will be around there. But we don't know until we get there. So it's coming soon, so I'm excited about it.
Are you the favorite, you and Christopher, with your dirt experience? How do you feel about many people looking at you as the favorite for that event?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easy for race fans and for media to probably point at us too as being the favorites, just because of our dirt experience. But honestly, I mean, I don't think we are, really, because a midget in a sprint car drives way different than a full body stock car in general. And then you put it on dirt and it's going to be way different. So just because the surface is dirt doesn't mean that we're going to be great. So because the cars are way slower responding than what we're used to with a sprint car or midget. A midget's a little over 1,000 pounds, and a sprint car is about 1,400 pounds with 950 horsepower, where a stock car is 3,500 pounds and 750 horsepower, and it's just going to be a lot lazier, I think, than what we're accustomed to. So I think there is advantages of us being dirt guys, because we're able to read the track surface and know when it's changing, and know where there may be grip on the racetrack where other people who don't have that experience might not know. But I honestly think it's going to be it's going to look a lot like a pavement race, but on dirt.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Bob Pockers. Go ahead with the question, Bob.
Yeah, Kyle, you didn't race Homestead last year. You didn't race the Daytona Road Course last year. I'm curious, did you feel behind at all?
Not at all at Homestead. At the road course, maybe a touch, but I felt like I got comfortable, after really a few laps, I felt comfortable enough to be competitive, which it showed. And then, come the end of the first stage, I felt good. I felt like I was aggressive. Maybe being able to go back now, I think, if we ever, or I don't even know if we go back to the road course the rest of the year, but, I'll be able to understand, how much deeper I can go in after looking at data and stuff like that. But being in the race car, I felt like I was fine. I ran around 5th to 7th kind of all race, and then had a shot at the end. So I don't really feel like I was too far behind. I feel like I've done a really good job this year of preparing and doing my homework and coming to the racetrack ready to go.
And what do you see now that you've been through a few races with Hendrick? What's the biggest difference at Hendrick compared to when you were at Ganassi?
I still don't really notice much of a difference. If anything, the only difference I really felt at Homestead was just the ride quality was a little bit smoother. There's some bumps on entry to 3 up top, and usually with the 42, I can feel those a lot. Where in the 5 car this weekend, it was just much smoother and kind of floated across those easier. But in a way, I'm so used to the Ganassi car and how it feels there and feeling those bumps and be able to, I've ran so many laps around the top there. I can kind of use those bumps as a trigger to my brain and knowing like when to lift going through those bumps, where this past week, my car was so smooth through there that it was kind of hard for me to get into a rhythm at first on entry up top.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Jenna Fryer. Go ahead with the question, Jenna.
Hey, Kyle. You hadn't been in a Cup car in about a year at Daytona, and now it's been 5 races. Did it feel the same? Were there any like cobwebs, or is it like riding a bike and you just get back on it?
Yeah, I didn't really. I was surprised. I thought there'd be cobwebs and rust, but maybe because I raced so much last year in sprint cars and in open wheel cars and dabbled in some late model stuff. It didn't. I felt as fresh as ever in a race car, and your body just gets into kind of rhythm of even buckling in the car each week. When I got into the car, put my head and neck restraint on and buckling up and all that, like everything just felt normal. It didn't feel like I'd been out of a car in a long time. So that's good. Or that was good. Even shifting gears and coming down pit road and stopping on my pit sign and stuff like that. Like it's all come natural so far. I don't really feel like I've made any mistakes doing those little things. And I think when you're out of a car for a long time, it's the little things that you forget about. So yeah, I think just the preparation that I've done, looking at data and lots of in-car videos and some iRacing and stuff, it's helped me kind of make that transition a little bit easier.
And I was talking to Chad Knaus yesterday, and he was talking about the asset you are in debriefs. And I'm wondering, did you feel comfortable kind of jumping right in and making your voice heard, or is it something that you've had to work into?
I don't know. I don't really feel like I've offered a whole lot in the debriefs other than just talking about my race and my race car. But maybe the crew chiefs and engineers, they can listen to me talk and get a lot out of it, but I haven't like offered any I don't know, I guess advice or anything on what I think we need or anything like that. I feel like we've done a good job, and I'm really just trying to learn everybody. But I do think me coming from a different team and being able to talk about what I've previously felt in the past before, kind of like I mentioned about the bumps into turn 3 at Homestead and how the 42 versus the 5 was a different ride quality. I think that can kind of help them know that they're on the right path and stuff like that. So, and I think as we get more races into the year, I'll be able to offer a little bit more, but I've been comfortable with everything. I feel like I've been comfortable communicating with everybody in the race shop and all the teams, and you're not afraid to ask questions and stuff like that. So it's all been really, really good. And yeah, nothing's felt out of the ordinary.
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
Our next question is going to come from Alex Andreev. Go ahead with the question, Alex.
Hey, Kyle. I'm just curious how you kind of feel like having so many unique and maybe unexpected winners at the beginning of this season has changed either how you and your team are racing, if at all, if it puts more pressure on trying to get points or get wins early here.
Yeah, I think it definitely puts a little more emphasis on grabbing points, just in case. But, we would have thought that after the first race or two, but then Mike McDowell's been really, really good since his win at Daytona. So it's been awesome to see that team contend and really show that they're a playoff capable team, even if they weren't to win Daytona. So, but yeah, I mean, points are always important. You never want to be in that bubble spot. I've been in that before, and it's not a nice feeling. So, need to go out there and rack up as many stage points as you can, and get as best of a finish as you can get each weekend, and try to limit those races where you finish outside the top 20.
And then kind of following up on what Mark was talking about earlier, but have there been a lot of guys sort of reaching out to you asking about any advice for Bristol and running on dirt, or events that maybe they can do to prepare like in advance for that race?
Not yet. No, I think because everybody probably understands that a cup car is so different than most dirt cars you can get in. I guess I've had a couple people ask, if there's any late model teams out there that they could get in for that race that's the week before. But even then, I don't really know a whole lot of people or in the late model world other than the people I race with. So, no, I think once we get there and get to practicing and stuff, people may come up and ask me what I'm feeling and talk about how they're feeling and see if that's normal and all that. But it's hard to like ask questions and prepare for that race. I think if you were a driver, didn't have much experience on dirt, because it's going to be such a different type of race. So, but we'll see. It's nice that we get a couple or a day of practice and get some heat races and stuff, and hopefully everybody be comfortable by the race.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Lee Spencer. Go ahead with the question, Lee.
And thanks for joining us, Kyle. Is Kevin Rumley working as a consultant for Hendrick Motorsports?
So I don't really know for sure. I think he's I introduced Cliff and Kevin at Charlotte, so I think they've been able to probably ask questions and stuff. I don't know if they have like a consulting deal or anything like that, but Kevin is extremely smart. He's an engineer, and I think if there were any questions that were presented to him with his engineering background, he can answer them, and it probably their vocabularies between crew chiefs and engineers and stuff molds very well together. So I know they've been talking. I don't know how often, but I'm sure. And Cliff's mentioned that he's talked to a lot of people, even outside of Kevin Rumley. So I think as an organization, we should be in a good spot.
And as far as your relationship with Cliff, how has that evolved over the last couple of months?
It's great. I feel like it's even better now that we've gotten racing. I really enjoy him as a crew chief. I like how he is on the radio and how thorough he is on the radio, as well as during the week. And really, my whole team, I really enjoy all of them. It's a young team. All the engineers are young. Really, our whole team is young. It's crazy that I'm in my 20s, and I bet there's not too many guys that are a whole lot older than I am. So it's a fun atmosphere, and we're all dedicated to doing a great job and putting in all the work that we can and studying as much as we can. So I don't know if there's really a team that's worked harder than we have to be as prepared as we've been each week. And I think that's why we've been good in these first three.
Thanks. And thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Our next question will come from Kelly Crandall. Go ahead with the question, Kelly.
Thank you, Matt. Hi, Kyle. One for you. Just going back to a comment you made about doing your homework and being prepared for these races. Are you doing anything differently this year to kind of get up to speed with the team and gel with the team, or is it just all of your normal preparation?
I would say mostly normal stuff. I think you just do it more, and you look into it a little deeper. I think before I would always look at data and look at SMT, watch the previous race, maybe get on iRacing. But I always knew I had a couple hours of practice to where, you know, I'd figure it out once I got there. Where now, you know, I feel like I put in probably twice as much emphasis on studying that data and stuff. And because you don't have a couple hours to figure it out and time to debrief and talk to your teammates and stuff like that. So you really got to be as prepared as you can be going to the racetrack and being ready to go. So you're not out to lunch at all in those, you know, in the first stage or anything like that. So it's shown, you know, I'd never made a lap at the road course in a cup car before that event. And I felt like, you know, I was able to move forward right away. So definitely all the resources that I've had to look at have benefited me, and just got to continue to stay hungry and keep studying. And I think we'll have some more good runs.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Our final question is going to come from Kyle Foster. Go ahead with the question, Kyle.
Hey, Kyle. So obviously you didn't get to race at Sonoma last year. If the race didn't happen, you've sat on pole there the last 2 years that the race has happened. How do you feel like moving to Hendrick is going to help you when you come out west later on this year? And is that a race you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely, I'm looking forward to Sonoma for sure. You know, it's my home race, and I've always qualified well there. So I know how to get around there fast. I've struggled on long run stuff, but you know, I felt like at the road course of Daytona, I was probably a touch better than I typically was in the race in the past at road courses. You know, I was optimistic about getting there. And then after, you know, during the competition meeting, everybody in the meeting was kind of talking about how they're worried about Sonoma because it's been a place that they've struggled in the past. So I don't know how we'll be, but I enjoy road courses, and I know I still have a lot more room to improve. So, and I'm already okay at it. So I think if I can continue to improve, I'll have a good shot at a good run. I still think I've got a long ways to go to be as fast as, you know, Truex and Chase, but I feel like I'm a top 10 guy, but that's nothing to be satisfied about. So thankfully there's a lot of road courses this year, and I get a lot of opportunities to work at my craft and try and get better. And you know, hopefully come a couple more races, I'll be able to contend for wins, and hopefully when we get to my home race, I can get a win there at Sonoma. That'd be really cool. You know, I don't know if I can have any friends and stuff at the track, but if I do win, I know I'm going to meet up and hang out with them.
Gotcha. Thank you very much, Kyle.
And Kyle, thank you so much for your time, and good luck this weekend at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Yep. Thank you.